Hey guys, welcome to Troll Fan Montage, Part 3. And today we're doing something a little different. We're actually on this side of the room because we're filming a bit of floor fans. Fans are getting a little bit larger in this one. We're moving back up in size for Part 3. And the first of which is this Black & Decker 14-inch pedestal fan. So I got it back in, I'm not sure when, but I had it this fan for at least a year now. It's been holding up. It is a remote control pedestal fan, even though I do not have the remote for it. I have two of them. Currently don't have the other one, but this is the main one I use pretty much. It is kind of getting a little dirty. The blades don't really seem that bad. There's the badge. It's a digital pedestal fan. The base is pretty dusty. It just sits in that corner right there, and it collects dust. Even though it was already dusty when I was cleaning it. It was already dusty after I cleaned it, like around the guards and all that. The back is not too great. It's still really dusty here on the motor housing and here. It has a nice carry handle though, even though it's a modern pedestal fan, because usually these modern pedestal fans don't have carry handles, unlike 2000s ones. It's also a pretty cheap fan for being, yeah. Make sure the guard is on there correctly. Anyway, I'll plug it in now and we'll start it up. And I'll start with low speed when I plug it in. It's already a pretty loud fan for what it is. I mean, this is on low only, and it's already pretty fast. It's practically a high velocity fan. I'm not really that impressed with this fan for noise, but for airflow, it's not that bad. I'd rather prefer something that blows more air and it's more quiet than this, but it's pretty reasonable for airflow. I mean, that's not bad. All right. Medium. And significantly, it is louder on medium. It's not a very quiet fan, but it is pretty powerful. It says it's not really a pedestal fan, though. It sounds like a high velocity fan, as you can hear. And as for high speed, as you guys hear, not much of a difference between medium and high. I'm going to change it to medium. As you guys can hear, no difference at all. There's the oscillations, and it works great. Well, if it has the guard on, but honestly, I don't even care. So I'm gonna remove the guard real quick. I'm gonna see how it works without it, because it works pretty well. Okay, this is a pretty hard one to remove. I'm not gonna remove it from the top, I don't think. Okay. All right. And just maybe a few more, and then it's gonna pop out. as expected. I'm gonna skip to the next part. Before I do put it on, just let's examine this fan blade, and look at how flimsy it is. Literally sounds like paper. And there's not much pitch to it at all. I'll put this on now. And also, after I cleaned it, it's still pretty dusty. It's high speed. You can definitely hear that it's a lot quieter with this, like this, I guess. It sounds more like a high velocity fan, as you can hear. Blowing a lot of air too. As for medium, are you kidding me? No difference. As you guys saw, that was absolutely nothing in the speed difference. Low. And yeah, it's kind of odd, but yeah. Sounds like a high velocity fan. Anyway, let's go to the next fan after I put this back together. Alright, now with this fan put back together, we can move on to the next one. Alright, next fan is... Alright. Here is a 16-inch Holmes pedestal fan. And yes, it's a 16-inch. It's noticeably a bit bigger than the Black & Decker. Anyway, this is probably a 2017 model. The height adjustment knob on this fan is broken. So, yeah. The tilting on this thing is really stiff, and it's just, oh, and the guard is coming off. Hold on. I gotta go and fix it real quick. I gotta loosen the knob here so that the tilting is more easier. I guess, I don't even know. Alright. Oh, okay. Anyway, this is just your standard 16-inch pedestal fan. This is also pretty much the most, I guess, plain 16-inch pedestal fan I own, because the Black & Decker is a 14-inch and this is a 16-inch. I have other 16-inch pedestal fans, but they're different. They're different style blades. We're on talk about plastic ones, because I do have metal ones too. Like, I have that one in my Better Homes and Gardens for 16-inch pedestal fans that are made of metal. But for plastic ones, I have these two. I have two Lasco pedestal fans and a Optimus pedestal fan. But the thing is, the two Lascos and the Optimus pedestal fan, they're not like this one. The thing is, I'm talking about pedestal fans with wide blades instead of skinny blades, like the 3 pedestal fans that I have at my mom's house do. But anyway, so this one is also pretty short, because the height adjustment knob, that thing, is cracked and does not tighten on very well. I mean, you guys can probably see that the fan still extends, but it does not stay in place, and that's really scary. And yeah, spin it around. So therefore it spins around in a 3 to 60 degrees sometimes when it's on oscillation. The back, the motor housing is still pretty dusty. has an oscillator knob, but no carry handle. But I don't know. The head moves a bit easier than the better Holmes than Black & Decker. So yeah. So this is pretty much the main the most typical 16-inch pedestal fan I own, because it has the wide blades and the metal guards. So yeah, so I'll now plug it in and I'll start it up. Alright, it's plugged in now, so we'll start it up, and we're gonna start it up. We'll start with low. It does have a nice little motor buzz when you start it up, which I don't know if any of my other pedestal fans have that. That's pretty cool. And it's fairly quiet too. It doesn't spin as fast as the Black & Decker on low. There is a part of the guard missing right here. So yeah, I could stick my finger through there and touch the blades. And I did that because I cut it out because it was just hanging out and it was not like in there correctly. So yeah. The guard is also bent up here. Yeah, this fan is out of balance. I can kind of feel it shaking, but when you look at it, you can't really see the fan shaking at all. You see the blade vibrating, but that's about it. Alright, go up to medium. Starts to get a little noisy. And high speed. It is rattling because, like I said, this fan does vibrate a lot. So, and you can see it's starting to do the 360-degree like self-oscillation. That's the regular oscillation. It does sound like a high-velocity fan, but not as violent as the Black & Decker. And it's blowing a plant. When it comes back around, I'll show you guys that. So, yeah, now we'll move on back to the last fan. So I'll just go ahead and check this. Alright. Alright. Before I do the last fan, I just want to show you guys that this fan has a startup sound. So here is startup sound on high. Pretty cool. Let's move to the last fan. And now for the last fan, we have a tower fan. So this is my Cascade 40-inch oscillating tower fan. And it's pretty cool, even though tower fans sometimes are kind of a pain. And I understand why some people don't like them. Does have a fused plug, but I don't know how you replace a fuse, because look at this. How do you do that? When I see a plug like this, has this thing already been like open or something? I'm not exactly sure. There's a tag on it. So it's got oscillation, 3 breeze modes, a timer, and 4 fan speeds. There's a price tag on it for $12.99. So, yeah. The back of it. Usually some tower fans are pretty quiet, but this tower fan I have, it's pretty loud for what it is. Yeah, it's not terribly loud, but it is a noticeably loud fan. Also, the beeping is so loud that it's so annoying. We're gonna go with, I'm not sure what speed it's on, but if it's on like either like speed 1, speed 2, or speed 3, I'll shift it down to speed 1. All right, here we go. I think the motor on this thing is messed up, because do you hear this? I never heard a tower fan sound like that before. Well, a big one like this one, not a small one. I think I've heard smaller ones sound like this before. The motor is practically messed up on this one. You see my Alaska tower fan right here, this one? This is a 44-inch tower fan. This one has quieter beeping. It does not make this horrible noise. Anyway, okay, speed 2. Speed 3. And speed 4. And on speed 4 it does get kind of loud. And it oscillates too. Should I say oscillates? Yeah, this fan is pretty loud, but it's a tower fan. Change it back to speed 1. Stop the oscillation and turn it off. And that really long beep at the end is so annoying. But to be fair, this thing does have a pretty good spin down time. Gosh, it's still going. And it stops. I am surprised that this tower fan has pretty free bearings. Because some of my other tower fans don't have this good of a spin down. This is really impressive for a tower fan. Well, anyways, so that's Gerbil fan montage number 3. So thanks for watching. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next fan video. Peace.